struggles of working on an old vehicle that's seen some winters and some snow and some salt and some ice. These things, highly recommended.
Warning. The following program contains a Canadian redneck who doesn't quite know what he's doing, coarse language, and mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, sweet. Parts are here. What the? These things, highly recommended in order to avoid getting shit in your eyeballs. You only get 2 eyeballs in your life, so you friggin' gotta make her count. Okay, so today we are changing the clutch on the Dodge because you can tell, well, this is our clutch fork, and she sure as shit ain't supposed to be able to do that. So clearly the throwout bearing dickered. So first thing we did was on all of our shifter linkages, we made some marks. Yeah, some identification marks. What for reconfuculating. Yeah, next step I'm gonna take them off from there, so I don't have to worry about conjiggering with that guy too much. Then we're gonna remove some of these things, like this cross member. Hopefully I don't have to do conjigger with the exhaust. Move bolts, and we'll see if we can get her down. So for the nuts that hold your linkages, if I could, it's for effect. 1/2 inch, possibly 13 mil. Don't have a 13 mil within reach, so 1/2 inch is going to work. I'm going to take those off. There you go. On further inspection, they're actually somewhat keyed with a slot. So basically our timing marks aren't so much for timing, more for identification purposes. So we got that going for us, which is nice. The further I go, the more I realize this Dodge may not be long for this life. Typical Canadian problems. We got more Fred Flintstone happening. Particularly disconcerting underneath the seat. Well, that's just freaking great. The first thing you're really going to want to do is remove the drive shaft. All it is on mine particularly, is a 3/8 wrench on the back side. Remove the retainers for the U-joint. Push the drive shaft, I don't know, about 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch towards the bow. Drop her down below the diff. Pull her back that way, and she'll come right out. Chalking the rear tires, jacking up the front. Wow, we got zero focus in here, and yeah, plenty of jack stands, and just fucking give her. After we've removed the 3 shifter linkages, we'll move on to the clutch rods, and use a plier to remove this cotter pin, squish clench it, pull it out, pop it off that rod, get her out of the way. Now, next is going to be removing the bracket that hooks up to your shifter. Use a 9/16 wrench, best way I find to get her. Just loosen her up and get her out of the way. So now that we've got appears to be all the antlers off of El transmission, before we start unbolting from the motor, we're going to want to get a jack in here and hold this up, because these old A833s, they're not too light. Even though she's 86 and cast aluminum, you don't want that falling on your fingies. Besides, once we undo those ones attached to the motorb and undo this cross member, shit might fall, and we do not want to break our freaking output shaft, input shaft, whatever way you look at it, because then we're in a whole other world of fucked. So it's not a true backyard operation unless your setup's just a little bit sketchier than frig. But that's freaking way she goes. Nothing like a little bit of a life or death situation to get your blood flowing. Am I right? Am I right? Ben voyons. Lorsque c'est un auto fabriqué en Canada en 86, on devrait penser que c'était en métrique, mais les fucking bolts là pour le moteur, les transmissions, c'est 5/8. Car c'est pourquoi là. En tout cas, for those of you speaking language of freedom, seems that even in Canadian built in 86, 5/8. Pourquoi? And much to my chagrin, it looks like we're gonna have to remove L exhaust pipe on account of can't get to the bolts that are holding the trans to the motor. Well, I mean, I can get to them, but you can't get them out. Not enough room for the stroke, you know what I mean? So we're gonna do that. So first thing, closest one is this one, her. There we go. This one, her. She's a zoop up there, up on the transmission. She's a 5/8. Shocking. So we're gonna do that. Take it off of the exhaust manifold, and I think we're just gonna let her hang. So from the top side, you're gonna want to take your starter out with, shocking, 5/8. And once you get your starter out, since you're up here, there's a bolt right next to the starter, right there. Uses a 9/16. There's another one not too far. See, it's covered in dirt, but it's right around there. Can't quite get it from up here. Gonna have to get it from the bottom side. But whilst we're up here, I'm gonna try to get these couple of guys out, because there ain't so much room to do it on the bottom side. I'm gonna try to do it from the top, get some better leverage. We'll see. Okay, so shocking for the flange mounting to the manifold, 5/8. For this one, mounting to the bottom of das Trans, was a 1/2" wrench. Oh, where's the consistency? Whatever. So now that we got her dangling, I think we got enough rooms in here to get up on in there and probably get most of them bolts out. Let's see. You're also going to want to remove the 2 bolts for the Z-bar for the clutch. Well, at least that's what us Ford guys call it. with, you guessed it, 5/8. Now for this top bolt, you're going to want your 9/16 or 14 mil in one of these universal joints. And this is about a 6-inch extension. Get down under here, and she's not so bad. So now that that's out, we're going to work our way over to the cross member, and we are going to work on getting those out. I do believe they are a 18 mil, and going to need a wrench too. So we got a bolt bottom side, nut top side. We're going to get that out. Okay, so now that we have our transmission out, it's being supported by the cross member here on yonder frame. Sorry for the close-up. And on our jack here. We've moved it back far enough so that we can get to all the bolts that hold the clutch to the flywheel. See, there's 3 teeth there. That's for your throw out. These ones look pretty flippin' worn, but a new clutch assembly is in the box. Let's go open that up. Clutch kit. We got parts for the Daytona here too. Our clutch kit here, Luke clutch for the Dodge, for the Ram. We also got some parts here, wholesaler closeout. So we got a good deal on those. Those are in another box. That's for another day. Let's go ahead and open this up. Hardware, new throw out bearing, go, oh, classic, love that kind. Here we go, here's our good parts. Close that up. Any other literature in here? Nope, no literature. That's fine, we don't need to know how to install it. We know what we're doing, right? line lubricant. I guess this is going to be our clutch alignment tool. Got some bronze bushings. Hopefully I can figure out where those go. See? Remember what this is. This looks like the one that we took out. That's good. Same. Oh, there goes a part. Nice hardened wear surface. And hopefully this should be exactly the same. Yeah, that rides against there. And our clutch fork, hopefully she isn't too dickered. Might have to build up the material. I'm gonna go grab it. So here's this guy. And I'm gonna hazard the guess that she probably goes in like so. Yeah, just like that, so it can rock. For whatever reason, the other one decided it wanted to let go. So it goes like that. Press your clutch in. Presses these fingers, which are really hard to press, and then that lifts up your pressure plate off from the clutch. I believe it goes in like that. We'll have to take a look when we take the old one out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They look like 10 mils. I'll measure that and I'll let you know. That's what it was. So, as you can tell, well, actually ain't a whole lot of wear on this clutch. It's getting pretty thin on this side, but still a fair amount of meat to her. She's definitely glazed over. She's got a sheen to it, so that would could possibly explain as to why I was getting so much shudder. But I digress. So I'll just keep that one as a spare. So this one gonna go on like so. We're gonna put the clutch in first, and it goes flat side inwards. So this side towards the engine. Then we are going to put the pressure plate on, and we're gonna just go from there. Oh, well, that is gonna suck, trying to put that bushing in. Let me adjust you so you can see. See that bronze bushing in there? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that out. Well, I'm going to see if it's a blind hole. If it's a blind hole, I'm going to do the old bread trick. Take you out of here. Or if it just goes straight on through to the other side. like a blind hole. We're gonna do the bread trick. You're gonna like this one. Oh shit, I hope I have bread. Be right back. So the bread just came straight from the freezer, look, you can tell. So while we're waiting for that to thaw in the hot truck, we are gonna go ahead and move the transmission a little bit out of the way so we can start swinging a hammer. So, we're just gonna start ripping off chunks of bread and shove it in that hole. Put it in the little balls. I've seen this trick on YouTube before. My buddy's done it himself. My buddy Evan, with the toaster and the Game Boy. Just pushing it in that hole. And we're gonna ram it. Hopefully it should pop that bushing right out. Now that we got that one bolt started, I'll put in another one down here. Okay, so the clutch throwout bearing, I thought she was going to be on there pretty tight, but actually she's just whoop, nice and loosey-goosey. Yeah, and you can see these clips. Oh, where are they? Where is it? You see the clips? How spread apart they are. That explains why my clutch just straight up let go. So that's fun. Fuck, we got some weeble wobbles in there. Oh my goodness. That's a good thing we're changing some fluid. Yeah. Any words. So this guy's just gonna come out. Just gonna slide the new one on all nice like. And I put the fork out from the inside. And we'll spin our clutch fork. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can get a better angle for you guys here. There, that's better. So you put the clutch out from the inside, and with our left hand we're gonna hold the clutch fork. With our right hand we're gonna hold the throwout bearing, and we're just gonna line that up. We're just gonna push them on 1 and 2. Hang on. Uh-oh. There. Try that again. 1 and... Come on. 2. Okay. So now that is attached. Now the next endeavor is to try to line this spline up with this spline whilst also not killing ourselves. Not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but fuck, we're gonna get her. I'm gonna have to lower the transmission first because I'm gonna take you out of here for a second. We've got shifter linkages. 2 of them are out of the way, nice and loosey goosey, but number 3 appears to have been some obstructions. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower the trans. We're gonna move this out of the way, and then we're gonna try to mate those up. After much cursing and swearing, we got the Dodge moved. Now it's time for to clean up the extra parts. Now, extra parts is proof that you engineered it better than the original engineers and made it more efficient